Welcome to the section on comparative metrics and ratios. So today we're going to go through a few different things. We'll go into what are comparative metrics and ratios, why they're important, and then how to use them. So first, what are they? They're a quantitative assessment commonly used for assessing, comparing, and tracking performance or production. There are a few different ratios that we're going to go through today that are common, but there are many more. First, we're going to have return on assets. So that's going to be your net income over total assets. Next, we're going to have return on equity, which is your net income over total equity. We're going to have your internal growth rate. So this is your growth rate if you were to take no external investment from this point forward. And that's going to be your return on your assets times B, and that B is a retention ratio. So after net income, you can distribute some of that, normally referred to as a dividend, to your shareholders. And this is the percentage that you keep in the company, and it goes in that retained earnings. And then there's sustainable growth rate, and this is going to be that ROE, so return on equity, times that same retention ratio, and then we'll put it over that 1 minus ROE times B. So why are these important? Well, first, they help you compare how your company is versus competitors. These can be direct or indirect competitors. Mostly we highlight competitors because it eliminates you trying to compare apples and oranges. For example, you wouldn't want to compare Walmart to McDonald's. They're in two different industries, so one's ROE or ROA may be higher or lower than the others, and it may not be due to McDonald's running a bad business or to Walmart running their business more poorly. It may just be due to the industry that they're in. So we want to stay within that industry when we're comparing companies, though they can be of different sizes. Has the company improved over time? So this is referring to you actually comparing, for example, your ROE or ROA from a previous time period to now within your own company and seeing if you've actually improved on those metrics. And then what should target metrics be? So if you're a growing company and you want to get a better ROE or ROA, you're going to have to find out what that benchmark should be, because some percentages of return on assets may just be unrealistic for your industry. Now we're going to go into how to use comparative metrics and ratios. First, we're going to go with ROA. So we're going to have this total assets number here, and we're going to put it under this net income right here. If you want to pause the video for a second, you can solve that. And if you did it correctly, you'll get the 0.1769 or 17.69%. And that's going to be how much return, so net income, you're actually getting over using these assets. With ROE, there's actually two different methods to get ROE. So we have the method that we went through in the beginning of the video, and we have another method called the DuPont method. Both these should give you the same result. This one is broken out just so that you can see, for example, if your ROE is lower than your competitors, which department maybe you need to go into. For example, if the sales over total asset, or what is commonly referred to as total asset turns, is low versus competitors, then maybe that's something you need to take up with your sales team. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this net income right here and put it over our total equity. And this is what you're going to get, this 0.2966 or 29.66% return on this equity. And as I said, this DuPont method is going to break out into different segments, but your result is going to be the same. IGR, or internal growth rate. So first, you're going to take your return on assets, so this net income, and you're going to divide it by your total assets, and you're going to times it times the retention ratio. In this case, we actually don't have any distributions or dividends after the net income, so the retention ratio is actually just going to be 1. So you're going to take that ROA times 1 over 1 minus that ROA times 1. You want to pause the video for a second? And the result we're going to get is 0.5444. And then we have sustainable growth rate. So this is going to be ROE times B, that retention ratio, which again, we don't have any distributions or anything. So that's just going to be 1. And that's going to be 1 minus ROE times B. So using our equation for ROE, we're actually going to take this over the total equity, and that's going to give us the 0.4322. And then we're going to divide that by 1 minus 0.4322 times 1, and it'll give us this 0.7612.
My name is Rick Haskell, and I'd like to thank you for watching this video as part of the Bill and Vieve Gore School of Business's Business Certificate Series. I'm a finance professor in the business school, where I'm also the director for the college's Center for Financial Wellness. The Business Certificate Series is offered through the Center as part of our outreach through the Gore School of Business. You can follow us on social media through Westminster's Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook pages. You can use the QR codes provided or simply go to these websites. Thank you.